I wasn't invited to my brother's baby shower. They booked a rooftop. Custom onesies. A balloon wall that cost $3,200, charged to my account. When I asked, my mom said, "We thought you'd be uncomfortable. But your name's in the thank you card." 2 hours later, my sister-in-law posted a caption. "Fully funded by our favorite fool." I replied, "Fool's done funding." Froze the card. Reported the charges. That was just the beginning. I wasn't invited to my own brother's baby shower. No call. No message. Nothing. The first I heard of it was from a girl I went to college with, someone I haven't spoken to in 5 years, who posted a blurry Instagram story of a rooftop party downtown. At first, I didn't think anything of it. Then I saw my brother standing next to a balloon wall the size of a garage door, holding a mocktail and grinning like he just invented fatherhood. Next slide. My mom posing with my sister in front of custom onesies hanging from a gold rack. My sister-in-law opening a box labeled, "Baby K's first designer outfits." There was even a string quartet in the corner, and a bartender mixing drinks named after baby milestones. One of the cocktails was literally called the epidural. Everyone was there. Cousins. Old family friends. Neighbors. Even my ex was standing near the cake, looking like she'd been in the family the whole time. I clicked through more stories. My aunt. Her husband. My sister's weird friend Karen, who used to steal forks from restaurants. I wasn't just excluded. I was the only one excluded. At first, I thought maybe it was an oversight. Or maybe they figured I couldn't make it since I live a couple hours away. But then I saw the caption under one of the photos. "The most perfect day, surrounded by everyone who matters." I called my mom. She picked up and immediately went into this overly sweet voice, like she'd been waiting for me to figure it out. "We figured you wouldn't really enjoy something like that," she said. "But don't worry, your name's in the thank you card. You helped make it all happen." That stopped me cold. Helped? I opened my credit card app. Balloon installations, $3,200. Custom onesies, $1,100. Floral arrangements, $890. Venue deposit, $2,500. Catering, $3,600. Bar service, $2,100. Even some ridiculous charge for a baby-themed ice sculpture, $480. Every single one billed to my backup card. The one I gave my mom over a year ago for emergencies. She had promised to never use it without telling me. I didn't yell. I didn't argue. I didn't even let her know I found the charges. I just went online, froze the card, and filed a fraud report. Told the bank it was family, yes, but I didn't approve a dime of it. Then I saw the final straw. 2 hours later, my sister-in-law posted a photo of her holding her belly in front of the $3,200 balloon wall, wearing a sash that said "Mama to be," surrounded by gift bags and smiling like a celebrity at a red carpet. The caption read, "Fully funded by our favorite fool, clinking glasses, sparkling heart. Public." Tagged me. I didn't DM her. I didn't call. I just left a comment right underneath. "Fool's done funding." Then I logged off. The calls started coming in an hour later. Mom first. Then my brother. Then private numbers. No one was apologizing. They were freaking out. Not because they felt bad, but because the charges were getting reversed and the bank was asking questions. They didn't think I'd react. They didn't think I'd do anything at all. That was their first mistake. Because I'm not just pulling the card. I'm pulling the plug on everything. And this time, they're going to have to figure out how to pay for the mess they made, without me. The next morning, my phone looked like it belonged to someone being stalked. 17 missed calls. 9 voicemails. Texts coming in rapid bursts from 3 different family group chats. The ones I usually ignored unless someone died or got engaged. Suddenly, I was the main character. The first voicemail was from my brother. No hello, no hey man. Just him, mid-rant. "So you're really doing this? Over a couple party charges? You couldn't just call me? You had to make it this dramatic? You think freezing the card and acting like a victim makes you look good?" He sounded less mad about the money and more mad that I disrupted his perfect little event. Like I'd ruined the Instagram aesthetic by not quietly funding the whole thing and smiling in the background. No acknowledgement of the fact that they'd used me. Just irritation that I hadn't shut up and paid. Then came my mom. Her voice was shaky, not from sadness, but from knowing her golden setup was slipping. I just don't understand why you're doing this. We're family. You've always helped before. It was a celebration, your brother's first baby. We didn't think you'd mind. Didn't think I'd mind. That line played on a loop in my head. Because it was never about asking. It was always about assuming. They had decided I was a silent donor. A bank account with no face. The fact that I wasn't invited didn't even register to them as wrong. In their minds, I was just the sponsor. Not part of the family, not emotionally included, just financially convenient. Then came my sister, firing off messages like she was trying to win a speed texting contest. Okay, this is getting out of hand. You made your point. Just call the bank and reverse it before someone sues. I get that you're hurt, but this is petty, Peter. Mom's crying, BTW. I turned off notifications. I spent that day making a list. Not a petty one. A practical one. I'd covered my sister's rent for the last 5 months. She said she'd pay me back when her freelance business took off. Spoiler, it never did. I had the receipts. I had co-signed her apartment lease. Removed myself that day. I remembered my brother calling me 6 months ago, asking if I could float him $2,000. Just until Sarah's maternity leave kicks in. He never paid it back. Never mentioned it again. I forwarded that debt to a collection agency I have on retainer for my business clients. No threats. Just legal paperwork in the mail. Let him explain that one to Sarah. My mom's car? The one I paid off because she couldn't sleep knowing she owed the bank. Still in my name. Still registered under me. I didn't take the car. I just filed a request to transfer the title back to the loan agency. Let her figure out why her insurance spiked and the plates got flagged. If she calls, I'll send her the instructions on how to buy it properly. This wasn't revenge. It was balance. That night, my phone buzzed again. This time, it was a screenshot someone sent me from Facebook. Sarah, my sister-in-law, had posted a passive-aggressive paragraph about entitled relatives who think money equals love, and how some people will never understand family values. Beneath it, in the comments, my mom had replied, "You're absolutely right. Some people only know how to take things away." I didn't comment. Didn't share it. I didn't need to. Instead, I posted one photo on my own profile, a clean screenshot of the credit card statement. All the charges. All the vendors. No redactions. No caption. 10 minutes later, the group chats went quiet. But later that week, the silence broke again, in a way they didn't expect. I got an email from the Rooftop venue. Apparently, after the bank reversed the charges, they reached out to Sarah and my brother for alternate payment. They ignored the invoice. So the venue sent the unpaid balance to collections, and because the original payment was tied to my account, they copied me on the notice. That's when I realized something they hadn't even thought of yet. All the debt, all the fraud, all the vendors they ghosted? It wasn't just about me getting my money back. This was going to stick to their names now. Not mine. They thought I'd crawl back. That I'd eventually feel bad and pay again just to end the conflict. But they forgot who had the paper trail. They forgot I have time, patience, and a long memory. Let them feel what it's like to be left off the guest list. By the end of the week, they realized I wasn't bluffing. My mom showed up at my apartment unannounced. That was new. She hadn't visited in over a year, not even when I had surgery last spring. But there she was, standing outside my building like she just remembered where I lived. I didn't open the door. She buzzed 3 times, then texted, "I'm not leaving until we talk." I let her stand there for 20 minutes before the building manager politely asked her to stop blocking the entry. She left a voicemail on her way out. Her voice cracked like she'd been crying, or pretending to. She said she never expected it to go this far, and that I was tearing the family apart. They still didn't get it. I wasn't tearing anything apart. I was just stepping out of the role they assigned me without asking. Then the text from my brother started changing tone. Less anger. More desperation. "Can we please talk? I'll pay you back. I just need some time. Sarah's freaking out. She's blaming me for all of it. We didn't mean for this to happen. Can we fix this?" No apology. Just panic now that the consequences started showing up in their mailboxes. The venue hit them with late fees. The photographer canceled their upcoming newborn shoot and demanded a kill fee. The balloon company posted on their business Instagram about a large-scale event client who defaulted on payment, tagging no one, but Sarah's friends put it together real fast. Her DMs probably looked like mine did a week earlier. Even Karen, my sister's freeloading friend, messaged me. She asked if this family drama meant she couldn't stay at my place during her upcoming trip. I blocked her without responding. That week, I sent out one email. Just one. It went to my brother, my mom, and my sister. No message. Just a PDF attachment, a breakdown of everything I'd paid for, co-signed, or covered in the past 2 years. Dates. Amounts. Screenshots. At the bottom I wrote, total support given, unreturned $48,370.14. Total support going forward $0. No one replied. But 2 days later, my sister posted a photo of herself holding a box of takeout in an empty apartment. Caption. New beginnings dizzy. Her comments were off. She'd been kicked out of her place. I had warned her the lease wouldn't stand without my name on it. The landlord gave her 30 days. She'd stretched it to 60. That was the end of the line. My brother stopped texting. But Sarah started. She sent one long message. Said she was sorry I felt excluded. That she didn't know my card was still active. That my mom told her it was fine. That they didn't mean any harm. She wanted to start over. Said she hoped I'd still be involved in their child's life. I read it 3 times. Not once did she say she was sorry for mocking me. Not once did she mention the caption, fully funded by our favorite fool. She hadn't forgotten. She just assumed I had. I didn't reply. A week later, I got a package. No return address. Inside was a handwritten thank you card. The same one my mom said had my name in it. The one I supposedly helped make possible. There were 2 names written inside. Either of them was mine. They didn't include me in the thank you card. They didn't invite me. They didn't ask. But they remembered to use my money. And now that the money was gone, they were starting to remember me again. Too late. A month passed. I didn't hear from any of them. It was almost peaceful. Quiet. Then one afternoon, I walked into my office building and found a basket sitting at the front desk. Lavender ribbon. Cellophane. A note tucked under the bow. My receptionist said someone dropped it off that morning. No name. Inside, a bottle of overpriced wine, a box of imported cookies, a tiny pink onesie that said best uncle ever, and a folded card that read, let's not throw away what really matters. It was signed by my brother and Sarah. They still didn't get it. They thought a basket and a bottle of wine could erase the fact that they mocked me in front of 200 people, stole from me, and only came crawling back when their scam fell apart. There was no apology. Just a soft pitch for reconciliation, because now they needed me again. I left the basket at the front desk and told the receptionist to toss it or keep it. I didn't care. That same night, I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. I let it go to voicemail. It was my mom. Peter, I know you're still angry. I know we made mistakes. But punishing everyone like this, you're better than that. There it was. Guilt, weaponized. She couldn't say sorry. She couldn't take ownership. She had to flip it, make it about my reaction, not their actions. She didn't see what they did as betrayal. She saw my refusal to roll over as cruelty. I blocked the number. 2 days later, my aunt, who I hadn't spoken to in over a year, called me out of nowhere. Said she wasn't taking sides, but that this whole thing has really torn the family apart. That maybe I should just go talk to my mom. Be the bigger person. I hung up on her. I wasn't trying to be the bigger person. I was trying to be a person, not a credit line. And then, something shifted. I got a notification from a private Facebook group for local parents. Someone had posted anonymously about a difficult financial situation, with a new baby and unpaid event fees, that were threatening to cause a lawsuit. The comments were brutal. A few people recognized the story from Sarah's shower. Her friends had posted dozens of pictures. Word got around. Someone messaged me a screenshot. One of Sarah's vendors had taken her to small claims court over the unpaid cake and catering bill. She lost. The day after that, my brother emailed me. Not a text. Not a call. An actual email. Short and miserable. Peter, I screwed up. I know I did. I don't expect you to forgive me. But I miss you, man. Mom's not talking to anyone. Sarah's been depressed for weeks. I feel like we broke something that can't be fixed. I just wanted to say I'm sorry. For everything. Mark. I stared at it for a long time. It was the first real apology I'd seen. No manipulation. No guilt. No excuses. Just regret. I didn't reply. Because they needed to sit with it a little longer. Let the silence feel heavier. Let the walls close in, the bills pile up, the calls go unanswered. They had used me like a resource. Like something replaceable. Something they could plug into their plans and discard when it no longer served them. Now they understood the cost. Not just the financial part. The cost of forgetting that the fool you mock might be the only one holding the whole thing together. It was a Saturday morning when they showed up, all three of them. My brother, my mom, and my sister. Standing outside the cafe where I have breakfast every weekend. They weren't subtle about it. They waited until I sat down with my coffee and walked in like it was all prearranged. They didn't even ask. Just sat at my table. I didn't say a word. Just looked at them. My mom was first to speak. She reached across the table, touched my hand like we were in some Hallmark redemption scene, and said, "We want to make things right." I let her finish. Then I pulled my hand back. Mark looked like he hadn't slept. He had the face of someone who'd finally accepted he was the bad guy and hated it. My sister looked more annoyed than anything, probably just mad that her free rent was gone. They started talking over each other. I just listened. Mark apologized again. Said he never should have used the card. Said he knew it was wrong. That Sarah wasn't thinking straight. That they never imagined it would spiral like this. My mom jumped in, said she should have handled things differently. That she didn't think it would hurt me this much. That she only wanted the best for everyone. They kept calling it a mistake. A poor decision. A misunderstanding. It wasn't. It was a choice. They chose not to invite me. They chose to use my money. They chose to mock me publicly. So I told them that. Calmly. I laid it all out, detail by detail, not for drama, but so they'd stop pretending they didn't know what they did. I told them I wasn't mad anymore. I'd just adjusted. Moved on. Cut the wires they'd been yanking on for years. My mom said she didn't want to lose me. I said she already did. At least the version of me who kept saving them. My sister rolled her eyes. Said I was being spiteful. I asked if she'd found a new apartment yet. That shut her up. Mark leaned forward and asked if there was any way we could go back to how things were. Said he missed me. Missed us being close. I told him the door was still open. They were still family. But the bank was closed. No more handouts. No more emergency money. No co-signing. No bills I never see repaid. If they wanted me in their life, I'd show up, but not as their safety net. They didn't like it. I could see it on their faces. They wanted the old version of me. Quiet, helpful, easily guilt. But that guy was gone. Replaced by someone who'd finally read the fine print on the role he'd been cast in. Mark nodded. Said he understood. My mom didn't speak again. My sister left before we were done. I stayed and finished my coffee. They walked out together slowly, like they weren't sure what just happened. They had come to rebuild something. But all I gave them was the truth. And I knew they still didn't get it, not really. But for once they had to sit with that. Not me. Later that night, I got a text from Mark. Thanks for listening today. No expectations. Just thanks. I didn't reply. They needed to learn that not every mess could be cleaned with a quick visit and soft words. Some things stay broken. And sometimes broken is better. 2 months later, I got a birth announcement in the mail. Glossy cardstock. Gold foil lettering. A photo of the baby swaddled in some boutique cloth, sleeping peacefully in a basket. Under the baby's name, it said, "Welcomed by proud parents, Mark and Sarah. With love from all our family." There was a list of names. My mom. My sister. A few cousins. Mine wasn't there. I stared at it for a moment. Not hurt. Just confirming what I already knew. They weren't sending it to include me. They were testing me. I placed it on my kitchen counter, poured a glass of water, and tossed the card in the trash. Not with drama. Just routine, like paying a bill or deleting spam. Because I didn't need to be included anymore. A week later, Sarah emailed me. Not Mark. Not my mom. Her. She said she understood now. That I'd been right. That the way they used me was wrong. That mocking me in public, erasing me in private, and then begging for help when the consequences hit wasn't just selfish. It was disgusting. Then she said something that stuck. You were never the fool. We were. We thought we could spend your money and still keep your respect. We thought we could hurt you and still have your loyalty. I see now how badly we failed. Not just you. Ourselves. There was no ask in her message. No attempt to mend it. Just a full acknowledgement. That was the apology I never expected, because it didn't come when they needed me. It came when they didn't. I forwarded it to Mark with a simple note. That's how you say sorry. Take notes. I didn't hear back. And I didn't need to. I had already started living a different kind of life. Quiet. Controlled. Paid for by me, and no one else. No surprise charges. No calls begging for bailouts. No balloon walls, no fake thank you cards. They still reach out here and there. A message on holidays. A photo on birthdays. I answer sometimes. Brief, polite. Civil. I'm not cruel. Just distant. They get the version of me they earned. And I never unfroze that card. It's still in a drawer, cut in half, taped to a piece of paper I keep in my desk. On the paper, I wrote just 2 words in thick black ink. Never again. Life had been calm for months. Predictable. I was working more, sleeping better, saving more than I ever had. I wasn't spending time wondering what they were doing, who was mad at who, or how much I'd be guilted into paying next. The silence was good. I had no plans to disturb it. Then, out of nowhere, I got a call from my old friend Darren. We hadn't talked in almost a year, but when I saw his name, I picked up without thinking. He didn't waste time. Hey man. This is probably none of my business, but I just saw your brother's listing. Listing? Yeah. On Facebook Marketplace. Pretty sure it's your old MacBook. That stopped me. I hadn't seen that MacBook in over a year. Gave it to my mom's place for general use when I upgraded. Didn't care what happened to it, until Darren told me he recognized the wallpaper. A photo of me and him from a hiking trip. I never changed it. I opened the link he sent me. Sure enough, there it was. Listed by Sarah's account. Same model, same scratches near the trackpad. Even the serial number, barely visible in the photo, matched my records. They were selling it. I messaged Sarah. Not to accuse her, just to see what she'd say. I wrote, "Hey. Quick question. Where'd you get the MacBook you're selling?" 2 minutes later she replied. "Oh. That? It was in some boxes from Mom's house. Figured no one wanted it." I replied, "It's mine." She left me on read. I didn't even care about the laptop. What hit me was that they were still trying to extract value from me, even in scraps. I didn't respond again. I just filed a report on Marketplace and flagged it as stolen property. A few hours later, the listing disappeared. That night, Mark texted me. "Really? Over a laptop?" I didn't answer. 3 days later, my mom sent me a long email. Said she was selling the house. Downsizing. Said she hoped I'd want to come by and take anything that was sentimental before it was gone. I didn't reply. A week after that, I got another package. No return label. I opened it and found a small box inside. The laptop. Wrapped in a dish towel. No note. No apology. But it wasn't the laptop that caught my attention. It was what I found inside its hard case, a folded check. From Mark. It was made out for $2,000. No memo. No explanation. Just a number. The exact amount he'd borrowed from me over a year ago, before all of this. It wasn't a peace offering. It was a receipt. They finally understood, I don't want gifts. I want boundaries. And for the first time in my life, I think they're starting to respect that. We'll see how long it lasts.